we're going to be working on this, which is a series of photos I took for our film Bad Apples, and we've got it in Photoshop. And so what we're going to do is we're going to compile all the images, and this is going to be so we can import them into Moho, which is a separate program. And Moho allows you to take images that you've shot and make them put them into layers. And when you have layers, you can then turn those into animation. So you can do two things. You can either animate stuff by separating them into different elements, like this layer here, and you can slide them around, you can squash them and stretch them, and all that kind of stuff. So we've got a bunch of pictures that we put together, and you can see here, this is the original image that I took. And so what I've done is I've actually adjusted it. So I adjusted the light, and then I've added a background to the castle on the inside, which I'm not really happy with. I've got a clay sky, and I've got some light glow from the houses below that I've added. And I've got some doors. So we've got a series of doors in different positions, from all the way closed to partially open to open halfway to open some more, and then all the way. And so I want to add some shadows to all these tonight. So yes, I've been working on this a little bit, and you can sort of see the process that's involved with layers. So right here we have our layers, our layer, what do you want to call this? I don't know what this is actually called, but this layer box. And you can add layers, and you can subtract them, and you can move them around and stuff on here. And so if you have a layer that's up top, you can move it down below other stuff. So for example, we've got just this airbrushed dark splotch that's behind this layer, which has a hole in it, so you can see through. Hey, Hoserloo. So anyways, so this is kind of what we're going to work on tonight, but for the discussion topic, I kind of want to start off with our webpage, animateclay.com. So let me bring it up here. Oops, let me minimize that first. So we had our 2 5-week challenges, and if you guys noticed, nobody actually entered the challenges for the last 2 weeks, which is the first, actually. I think it's the first time in history the last 2 challenges have not been done. And so I tried to figure out what's going on, and I think there's 2 reasons why. First is that the 2 people that were, or 2 or 3 people that were really active on this site have been really busy. That's the first thing. The second thing is that Anthony Scott had his animation jam, which I noticed a lot of people entered that. So over at stopmotionanimation.com, Anthony has essentially done a challenge kind of thing, which is really cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But most of the active people on our site have gone over there, and I think that's probably part of the reason why. Not really totally sure if that's the reason, but I think it's probably a contributing factor to it. Also, I noticed that our site has gone down in rank on Google. So if you type in Clay Animation on Google, so we used to be number 1 for Clay Animation, and so we used to have a lot more people that would find the site. And so now, if I scroll down, I think we're on, well, the last I checked, I was on like page 2 or 3. So it kind of bounces around, and I noticed that, all right, so it's on page 3. It used to be on page 4 like last week, I think. So I noticed that when there has been more activity on our network page, we've gone up in rank a little bit on Google. So I think it's just a matter of trying to get some more people to become active on the site, and that would help our rank on Google. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that. I'm not sure if there's a way to do it exactly. There are ways to sort of spam the site and be like, hey, everybody, come over to our webpage and all that kind of thing. But I don't want to spam the internet either, because that will actually hurt our rank, and that's not a good thing. So if you guys have any ideas of what we can do. Also, one thing I want to point out is that I think that so our web link is Animate Clay. It's been that way for how many years now? I think about maybe I guess I started in August 2001, so for like 17 years or so. And we used to have a web page called Stop Motion Magic that became a little bit more popular. I think we're kind of scaring people away with the clay animation. Sort of like the whole site's kind of geared towards clay animation, or at least that's what people think. And I would think that too. Like if I were a first-time visitor, it's like animate clay. Well, it must be just for clay animation. So I'm considering, maybe making some big changes just to make it more friendly for the general stop motion audience. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I think we need to work on things in order to get the site a little bit more active. Because if not, maybe it's not something that people. I mean, if people liked it, they would use it more often, right? I mean, let's just be honest. So I think our YouTube channel, it's more popular because it's like there's really nothing to do but watch the videos. There's no sort of like taking part in a contest or anything. You don't have to do anything. So I think people kind of like that, but trying to get people active and stuff. I mean, maybe I'm going about it the wrong way with the challenges lately. Like, not really sure. So I don't know what you guys think. Maybe you guys can leave some feedback in the comments. Like, is there something that you would like on the site that you don't see, or is there some way you think that is there any way that you would how can I convince people to just have fun working on challenges, I guess. Let's see here. Is this my screen or is it? Oh, okay. There's a mark on my screen. Looks like I have something right here, but there's nothing there. So yeah, I'm just trying to clean up this this image. So I got some little scratches and things and dings in the clay. Just kind of cleaning that stuff up here, because this is a sky after all. But yeah, so anyways, I really want to make the webpage fun for everybody, and I don't want to also infringe on what other people are doing, like Anthony, because I do respect him, and if people want to go on his page and do the similar things, we might just try to do something else or something. Like for example, if he's going to stick to stop mojams like every so often, oops. I'm thinking of maybe doing some sort of, just like permanently changing what we do into a puppet making challenge, or something like that. Something different, because I don't want to, obviously some people take ideas and they do become more successful at implementing them than I have. So Weebeast is saying, how about changing the tagline? Yeah, from Animate Clay, it's called the Stop Motion Network. I just think that maybe the URL is scaring people away. Like more much, because I mean, I know I've pretty much grown up with my audience. We've all kind of improved on our stuff, and a lot of us have gone into other things like different materials, and it's not always clay. Like maybe making the site look more mature in some way, or because I think a lot of stop motion animators are aging. Like I don't know the average age, but I'm thinking it's like I'm just thinking like people that visit our chat tonight. Like I don't know what your ages really are, but yeah, I just fear that like the site is gonna go extinct pretty soon. who knows? Maybe I'm like looking too far into things. I don't know. But it's been pretty slow, and so Hoserlu is 53. Okay. So I'm 43. Like when I started animeclay.com, it was 17 years ago or so. So that's almost half my life. And I imagine like people are making, because I noticed like if you go on Vimeo or if you go to YouTube, there are a lot of people that post stuff which is a little bit more mature. And then there's also people that post things, like there are a lot of kids too, like in there, like between 10 and maybe 15 that like to post things too. And so I don't want to sort of like alienate that crowd either. I don't want it to be where I completely shut out, people that are interested in clay animation that are younger as well. But yeah, we're growing on YouTube. YouTube is our most popular platform, so we got lots of people that watch. In terms of like, we have our live show, and our tutorials have, like I think our combined we have over, like 1.5 million views or something like that, or it's not too bad. And our Twitter account, people, are kind of, following there, and we've got our Facebook page. So we've got kind of a lot of people that, have liked our pages and view our videos, but there's just no activity. Yeah, that's, yep, for this channel, for Anime Clay, yeah. Hey, Double Snake, welcome to the show. Alright, so we got our background kind of cleaned up here, and so I think that looks nice. I wonder if I should blur this. Let me, let's make this bigger, and let me just see what this looks like here. Oop. And let me Control Z that. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have gone to Facebook. That's another thing. It's kind of like, I think this actually looks pretty cool. From a sort of textured clay to, there we go. That looks nice. Oh, thanks, Double. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, people always, come make nice comments on the web or the YouTube channel and all that. I think people are almost more active on YouTube than the web page. See, one little mistake here on this castle. Where is that? Let's see. I'm gonna remove this. There we go. Yeah, well, I'm glad that, at least the videos are helpful. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, Hoserlu. I think that, the site is, it is a niche. It's like kind of like brick films, Thing is Legos are so popular that that gives, you know, like Brickfilm's web pages a bit of an edge, and more people are inclined to use Legos than clay, you know. So I think if we just sort of expanded into just general stop motion that covers everything, it would be helpful to grow the audience, you know. Instagram, yeah. Well, I mean, that's a great idea. I mean, there's a lot of people on Instagram, but I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what we can do to kind of duplicate this layer. So I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, what do we do to, you know, bring people to the site to sort of share their animations and tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff. You know, to grow the community, to just help each other out. That's really it. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, is helping people. So let me filter image, adjustments, color. Let me make this, I wonder if I can make this, oh, no. Not that one. Let's do this. And motion blur. I don't know how it's gonna work, or if it will work. Let's see. Doesn't really look good that way. Yeah, I mean, that would be great if I could do that. Let's bring this down. Got a bit of some shadow there. That's not too bad. I'm gonna merge these down. Hopefully it works. And it worked. Okay. Duplicate. Yeah, that's the thing, you know, trying to partner with people is a good idea. Let's see if that works. Motion blur. Thinking that was a bit much there. Okay, let me see if I can. Where's my history? There. The Double says, I have a very strong passion in stop motion animation. I started a t-shirt business 6 years ago, but before I was so passionate about stop motion. So now I'm getting back into it. Cool. Did you make a lot of films and things, or anything that we would maybe recognize? Let's see, and merge these together. Contrast down to 0 or minus 100, and then motion blur. pretty good. I think the blur would extend further down as the door opens. Oops. That, and this, merge down. Hopefully all this works when I open it in Moho. That's the only thing I'm worried about. So Devil, you're saying that you created a short film that was about 5 minutes long and had about 300 views. Okay. That's a lot of work. That's a little discouraging too, I guess, but I notice YouTube channels that have constant, people that just make videos every day, it's almost like they get tons more traffic, and, which makes sense, but I don't know where some people find the time for that, it's... That's the other thing, is I wish I had more time to put into the website. It's been hard lately because I've got like a really major workload as of late. Oh, that was pretty good there. Let's merge those together. So before I do this, I guess this is okay. Let's duplicate. So, did you do anything to sort of promote your film? Like maybe try to put it in festivals or anything, or? I mean, that's what a lot of people try to do, but it's not always easy to get into some festivals. There we go. Let's see this one. Oops. Wrong layer. Okay. So Hoser Lou says, those of us with kids and full-time jobs don't have a lot of time to make our films. The films are always low on the must-do list. Yep. That's the problem, is I haven't really had a lot of time to put into the website. I think that's also, part of its lack of activity. I just haven't really, which I really regret, but it's also a fact of life. I'm wondering if I shouldn't sort of like turn part of it over to other people to work on somehow, or allow others to contribute in changing its functionality and stuff. I mean, I don't know. People with more time. Okay, so let me see. I want to take this. Let me see. Copy. So Double Snake says, I didn't stop because of the views. I stopped because I wanted to make money with what I already had, and that was starting my t-shirt business. I didn't think about entering any film fest, but this time around I will. Okay, that's cool. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it's always kind of fun to just try and get people to see your stuff, and see what they think about it, and get feedback. A lot of times, one of the ways that people really grow is by just, seeing what people think of their work. And if you can take the criticism, like some people can't, but if you're able to take the criticism, and if it's not too harsh, sometimes it is kind of helpful. Let me see here. I think this is backwards. I'm going to do it like this. Yeah, see, I would love for like Ron and Randy to help out if they'd want to, but I know they're pretty busy as well. But I mean, there's a lot of things that need to be done. Like, let me just show you guys. For example, I mean, we don't even have graphics on here for. Let's see if this loads up. Like these profile pictures that people can upload. We don't have like a standard picture for the site that is stop motion related, and the same is true with technically this is I guess the cover photo, right? This top page photo. We don't even have pictures for that, so it's kind of just very generic. So there are things we could improve, absolutely, somebody with Photoshop skills and time. So, I think this is pretty good now. There's our castle. All right. So me, have I made any like major films or anything like that? I did a lot of TV stuff in the late 90s. Stuff like for the Cartoon Network and Warner Brothers. Those are probably the more famous things that I've worked on. So if you were, watching cartoons back then, you would have probably seen. We had this thing called the No Brainer Afternoons, which we made a bunch of play on glass stuff, just like what we're doing here, actually. Also, like the Henry Cycle. Oops. For some reason, that always stays on top. Let me move this over here. So we had like the Henry Cycle stuff that we did for the East Coast. Oops. It's hard for me to talk and think at the same time tonight. So that's kind of the stuff that I worked on. Hopefully this all loads. There we go. Guess I don't have share PSD. Okay. So this here all has to get copied to new documents. I did not. I have reproduced puppets from the films and the commercials and films, and I've been to like Wolverton Studios many times because I worked with somebody that worked at the studio, so I had a lot of access to that stuff, which was really I was really fortunate, and I also worked with some of the people that worked. Like John Ashley on the California Raisin stuff, and I met like Chuck Duke worked there at the time, and he was an animator on, for example, the new Star Wars films where they did the scenes for with Phil Tippett, which would be on the Millennium Falcon. So they like scanned and reproduced all the puppets from the first Star Wars film, which would have been all the chess player characters. You know, so people like that, and so I've been really fortunate. You know, I met people and worked with them. But when I sort of got into stop motion was right at the time when all of that stuff was going on the wayside. Like they weren't doing clay animation per se anymore. It was all Foamation and CG, and then Wolverton Studios had also been kind of going downhill. So their advertising agency wing of the studio was getting slowed down, and yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, you know, but so let's see, it's clear. There we go. It's gonna get kind of crazy here. I'm just gonna dump all these on here really quick. This clear. Hopefully all this works. My computer doesn't lock up or anything. Well, thanks, man. Oh, I appreciate it. It's really fun. I mean, if I can just work in clay animation and work on making puppets and all that, I mean, that would be awesome. So what I've been doing is I've been, you know, working and making like mannequin heads and sculptures and stuff like that, because that pays the bills, you know. And at least I can be somewhat creative. Okay, so we got all this stuff on here now. Sorry I haven't explained what this is. So this here, these things are going to be like a drawbridge that pops down from here. So it's going to be closed, and it comes down, and this little drawbridge comes, when it comes down, the king and his helper sort of walk out to the edge, and the king addresses the townsfolk, you know, and tells them, you know, to be careful of people trying to steal their apples. So he gets the people all riled up and angry, and that's kind of what we're gonna see. That's that. So I need to. So all these layers. Let me see here. Where are these? So these are down here. I should probably rename some of this stuff. So this is like background. Inside the castle. Actually, as long as these are kind of in some sort of order, it should be okay. Move these over. Oops. Okay, I can't do that. I have to move these up. Or move this down. Okay, so when I move these now, it should be on top of the castle. So yeah, I mean, I don't know all the stuff that you've done, Double Snake. Like, I don't know your skills, but if you're interested in helping out with the website, like if you would want to, are you saying like design stuff for the website, or in what way? Maybe I should ask you. If anybody wants to help out with the site, feel free to feel free to help. See if I can kind of align this here. Go. Oh, cool. That would be awesome. I mean, if you want to, sure. I mean, you definitely get credit for it if you wanted to help. And so really what we need, I mean, we need some graphics. I guess if you want to like contact me sometime off of YouTube. So my my email address is mark@animateclay.com, and that's with the C, not a K. So, or even animateclay@gmail.com is okay. Design X-Ray Studios. Okay, I'll write it down here, and then maybe after the show I'll let you know. Let me see here. So, Design X-Ray. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Randy would want to help too. I mean, that would be someone I should ask. Let me do some more adjustments. Auto levels. Oop, that's not going to be nice. Definitely need to get rid of some of this green here. Let's see what I can do. Magenta minus 50. I think 50 is probably good. Oh, you know what? Close this so that the colors are normal. So yeah, so Hoserlu, what this will be is I'll import this into Moho for animation, and I'm gonna also take. So look what I've got here. So I've got all these still images, and so I'm gonna take the king, and I'm gonna break all this stuff down. I'm gonna align him. I'm gonna put all his heads in layers and align all his arms and you know all the crown and the hands and everything, and I'm going to put that in Photoshop and align it properly, and then from there I can use this as a Photoshop document to overlay onto here, and I'll have him walk out, you know, from the back. And I think I might actually keep this to where this door is like this, you know, like where this is as far down as it goes, because I'm thinking. So oh, I know what's going on. The reason I can't see it is because it's all off to the side. So I'm gonna delete some of these. I don't need that. I don't need that. This I do need. This I don't need. Okay, so this one here, go over here, and I'm going to fix this up next. Hey Janet, welcome back. Oops, wrong layer. Where are we? There we are. This does get confusing after a while. align this over here. One. So let's put this in order also. So let's put this down. There we go. So these doors here will be a series of 3 different moves, from closed to lowered. And you can kind of tell how that will look. So in Moho, I'm going to have to, animate that, but that's no problem. And I'm thinking I should probably move this down to align with the edge. So how will I do that? Transform. Oh, there again. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's see. Thinking. I know what I can do. Options. So I don't know if you guys use Photoshop a lot, but there's a lot of different tricks you can use to change the shape of things, and I'm gonna just cut the bottom of this off. Hope I'm doing it right here. Let's put the opacity back. We're pretty close. So anyways, what else can we talk about? So the trapdoor here, hopefully when I use it in Moho, the number of frames might not be a lot. So I'm gonna have to experiment a bit and see if 3 frames will be enough. Like I can probably shoot that on, animate those on 2s perhaps. So 6 frames, I guess, would be. Oh, okay, that's awesome. And there's some people that use it for stop motion video games, and use a similar process to what I'm doing here. And it's one of those things where if you use it too much, it can be a bad thing when you're trying to make something look like you're really animating clay, because there's a lot of aliasing and stuff. So, and the shadows and all those kind of things you gotta think about. Let's see here, options. So I don't think this is gonna look like a really 100% hand animated clay piece, but it's an experiment, so we'll see what we can do. don't want that one. No. This one. There we go. Kind of align the corners to the proper place. This. All right. Now it's just a matter of getting the color corrected. Color balance. So maybe it shouldn't be too bad. Minus 43 magenta. Do that with this one. This one's nothing. What is this one here actually? Color balance. Minus 40. Balance minus 40, and there we go. So we've got some color corrected doors, but I'm thinking also with this one I should probably move this as well. Make the opacity less, and I think I'll use this time. There we go. Okay, so I think when I add the shadow, it should pretty much clean up the connecting spots there. So let's start with this one. Duplicate. And then for the lower layer, contrast and all this. And then again with the motion blur, motion blur. Okay, and then free transform it. So it looks like it's coming down at least. That's pretty good. And then merge the two. Merge down. Okay. This one, let's see, duplicate. This contrast down again. Blur, motion blur. So a lot of repetitive stuff, but that's okay. It's gonna be pretty nice. Hopefully. Like I said, I don't know what it's gonna look like when I actually import it to Moho. So I'm gonna merge this down. I can only keep my fingers crossed. So that, and this one, duplicate. Hey Randy, welcome back. Well, we kind of talked a bit about what we're going to do with the website and if we should make changes because of the lack of, you know, there's nothing really going on the site. It's pretty much been really quiet. So kind of trying to figure out what to do with that. So blur, motion blur again, and okay, free transform. Okay, so I think, whoops, I think we're pretty good now. Merge these down. Okay, so let's look at these from afar. So I'm thinking with this one, I am going to use the eraser tool. Oh, really, Janet? That's pretty cool. I haven't heard about that. So I'm gonna kind of soften this stuff up a bit with the eraser tool. I think that some of these lines are kind of harsh, especially like right here. Let's see about this one. This one's not too bad. I'm not sure what this layer is. I think this is just a... Oh, okay. I'm gonna move this one down maybe. Let me move that over here. And layer properties, let's rename that also. So it's gonna be light glow. So I can kind of keep track of all this. So inside castle, background copy. Let's go with castle adjusted. So we got our little drawbridge thing going down. So with this, again, I'm gonna soften up these edges just a bit where the shadow is. Oops. Oh. Just a tiny bit. And this one, just to make it look a little bit more natural. Yeah, sure. Janet, just go ahead and send me a link to my Facebook. That'd be cool. You know, another thing that I'd really like is for people to submit news to our website as well. I wonder if we should like, you know, ramp up on our news articles. Oh, come on, Photoshop. Here we go. Alright, there we go. So that edge is a little bit sharp, so now we're looking about right, I think. Let me see. So how's this gonna work? I guess that when I have the doors open, that's when these will come down. But if they're behind these, it's gonna look funny, so I might have these in a bad order. So this definitely has to be in front of that. Let me just see here. Yeah. That would be better. And what else now? So this one should be up here. There we go. Where's the other one? This one should probably be here. Oops. Alright, so that should be there. And then these. That's good, and that's good. Yeah, I'll have to adjust this one. Because the way it looks here, there's like an edge to it that's kind of bright. And it's also in front of that. So let me erase that. That. There we go. It's not good like that. Star Wars Resistance. No, I haven't. I have not seen it. I did watch a bunch of some films that were part of the Battlefront 2 game from Star Wars. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's pretty neat. I was actually amazed that some of the stuff that they made for a video game is almost like it's for a movie. You know, they have a storyline and the characters and everything. It looks really sharp. But I think Electronic Arts, they didn't get a lot of sales for that game because of their backlash from what is it called? It's like you get a crate that you can buy with weapons and stuff, and there was some big video game drama with that. But some of the art was kind of amazing. Let's see here, got this green. Oh, I wonder if I can get rid of that. I already added the shadows. Let's see if I can fix this. Gotta get rid of that green line somehow. Add a little bit of a shadowy line maybe. This would definitely look better. Where'd you go? There we go. So are you guys big Star Wars fans? I really love the idea of it. You know, I love the, you know, fan-made creations, and you know, people get dressed up in cosplay and all that kind of stuff, and it's just a lot of fun. You know, it really is, and I like the theories, and I like all the. I just like a lot of it. It's really cool. Oops. Oop, let me go back here. So I'm gonna attempt to add a little dark line along the bottom of this, if it will let me. Hopefully it doesn't stick out. Oh, that was pretty good. Gonna get rid of that little green edge. It really looks a lot better that way. I might do the same with these. I can see a little bit of a green edge on these. Yeah, Star Wars is a really a lot of. I mean, it's a great creative outlet for people. You know, it's either if you're into the stories and you like to write stories, it's great. If you're into, you know, costume design, it's awesome. This is CS2, Randy. It's old. It's ancient. Super ancient. But I like it, you know, it works pretty well. So Randy, some people were mentioned you as a potential person to ask for helping to get Animate Clay more functional and maybe more popular, getting more people more active on the website. We kind of discussed it at the beginning of the show. I don't know if you'd be interested. I don't really know what you could, what we should do exactly, but I know you're really good with Photoshop. Double Snake says he's offering to, help out with that as well. Let's see, where's that one? I think I should probably start a forum discussion, and maybe people can just sort of give feedback and offer to help if they're interested on the forums. Maybe that would be the best thing to do, because that way we kind of have like a place to keep that discussion going, and other people can see what is being done and what might need to be done, if anything. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, it's not too bad. I think I'm gonna take this and do a trick here. Let's get a darker color. Darker or lighter? Maybe lighter. No, let's try darker. Do a gradient. Awesome, Randy. Well, we'll see. I'm not really sure. Not really sure what we should do. Like I kind of mentioned that things have gotten slow, and I know stopmotionanimation.com is like most people that would normally do our challenges have gone over to Anthony's site and done the stop motion jams. Which there's nothing wrong with that. And there's no reason to be salty about it. You know what I mean? But I was thinking we should probably either try to do something different for challenges, or figure out a way to get more people involved. And if people aren't involved, that's fine. But figure out if there's something we can do to boost activity, which I think would in turn boost our rank on Google as well. So it would help, it would sort of snowball if we can get some more people in there. I wonder why I can't go back in my history here for more than just for how many undos are there? Oh, that's why. I'm clicking the wrong spot. So how far back can I go? That's it? Alright, well that's okay. I can live with that. I didn't like the way that was turning out. I think I have a better idea. But just getting I was thinking of making the site more general in terms of stop motion, and maybe even changing the website address from animateclay.com to maybe what we formerly had for a while, which was the stop motion magic website, which is more like just general purpose stop motion, so we could attract other people that are not necessarily strictly into clay animation. Because, I mean, the site's not really geared towards just clay animation, but I think that most people think it is. And that's where, I think we're sort of alienating most of the stop motion community that way. The stop motion magic was pretty popular for a while. I need to try to fix this here. Alright, I might just leave this. It's only going to be for maybe 1 or 2 frames, so I don't think I need to worry too much about that one. This, I can fix this. But anyway, you know, like, I'm not really sure if animateclay.com if there's any way to make it where people are just, you know, happier to use it than Facebook. And I think Facebook is the biggest competitor, you know, for people to visit. And I think Double Snake said that Instagram is, of course, really popular, and so maybe we're just not relevant, you know. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Randy. Like, maybe we need to just ditch the Animate Clay URL, and we could keep it. We could actually have it where people that visit animateclay.com get redirected to a new URL. That's not a problem. So we could kind of have it both ways. But I think maybe making it more mature for, you know, the older community as well, because I think the really hardcore, serious stop motion people are getting older. They're aging and, you know, still working on films the old-fashioned way, so to speak. And I think more modern people are, you know, or, you know, the new generation is less inclined to do things physically and to do things more digitally. And that's, you know, something that I think maybe we could address, you know, helping out the older community to have a place to go and share their work, and maybe talk about, you know, how they do things, and help to promote them. You know, give people an outlet, but if the site's not popular, it won't help them. So it's kind of a double-edged sword kind of a problem. So it's got to be more popular to be helpful for others, if that's our goal. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to save this. Okay, awesome. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point, Rosalou. I mean, sort of make like just a clay section. We could do that in the forums. I mean, I know I've narrowed the forums down quite a bit. You know, like when things got slow, I kind of decided we should focus more on the 5-week challenges. So there's only like three sections on animateclay.com in the forums, I think, now. So we've got let's see. So we got our 5-week challenges, and then films, tutorials, and questions, and then the welcome mat. And so these are just, you know, and the other day, you know, I realized I clicked on welcome mat, and it's been like a year since someone has said hello in that section, which is pretty horrible. But I also realized that the way that I had the forum set up was that the newest post would be at the end of the, you know, of everything, as opposed to the top. So the last person to say something would get instantly buried somewhere on the, you know, far end of the forums. So I changed that to where everything that is current is pushed towards the top of the forums. And so, I mean, if you went on there before, you know, you would have seen that people haven't posted in 4 years, 5 months. You know, like here's Buckner, and Nick Hilligoss posted on there as well. So actually you can even see back here, this is when I changed from stop motion magic. You know, Nick was more active when it was sort of geared towards a wider audience, right? So that's just one example. So maybe I think, you know, changing the site we should definitely go for it. You know, change the URL, make it like stop motion magic, and then I don't know, should we change the logo? You know, we can try that as well. Change the whole look of the site. I mean, we could make it more serious looking, like right now it's kind of cartoonish. Make it a little bit more not as sort of looking like it's a kid's toy box or something, you know. So Hoserloo says, for me, the appeal has always been stop mo first, and the clay part was secondary. I don't have a particular love of clay, just a fondness for it. I won't ever use it to make a film. And Rennie says, stop mo was always first for me too, and really only settled on clay based on expense. Don't really like working with latex, chemicals, and smells and cost. Yep, that's a good point. Yeah, it's kind of like out of necessity that I work with clay as well, because it's a lot easier to make a film with it, and you know, clay is inexpensive. So you like the mascot? Okay, yeah, we could do that. So let's see here. So I do have my folder. Let me see. Where are the websites? So I think I had the stop motion magic images that I had before, and some of the stuff that I used for that was like this. Yeah, so it was sort of like a magician's hat and everything. So we could kind of go with the same mascot, but use a similar look to this. That's like I say, more mature, a little bit darker. And yeah, this is one of the banners we had. Hey, Whiskey. Okay, Janet. Yeah, I'll look after the show for sure. So I don't really remember. So I've got the old logo. Some of the stuff, these files were pretty big, and I think I had bought some of the images on a stock image web page. And put all this together. So I could sort of like take the Mad Hatter that we have and do something similar, like make this a clay hat or something for logo. Of course, the logo is not the most important thing, but yeah, maybe we can discuss it in the forum. So what I'll do is, it is already 9:15, so we do have to end the show, but I'll go in the forums after we talk. And I don't know if Double Snake, if you're still here, but if you're not a member, maybe you can join the discussion. This way we can all be in one place. And maybe what I'll do here is I will go into the Your Films tutorials and questions area, and I'll make the thread here, and we can discuss it and just see what kind of ideas we come up with and what we agree is good, and take it from there. So I do appreciate you guys if you want to help, and if anybody else watching this live show wants to help out and has ideas, feel free to join on the site and join the discussion. And I guess I will see you next week. All right, take care, everybody. Thanks, Randy. I'll catch you guys later.